just racing like that. Wonderful speed work.
Chris Bomber-Harris, welcome back to the Oak Tree Arena. Another week, another moment of silver on the line for you. How's it feel to be back here?
Yeah, hopefully it can be a good couple of days guesting, so hopefully the boys can help me with a bit of setups and we can score lots of points. It's been a good second half of the season, to be fair. You know, it was a tough start of the season with Rye House and everything, then moving over to Poole, it's been great. You know, I've really enjoyed it there, and yeah, it's always nice to finish the season off with a league medal. So
the question is the rest of the Somerset boys tonight expecting a Bomber last bend 4 dive to steal glory?
I'm hoping that we can sort it out before then over the 2 legs and it won't be no last heat decider sort of thing. But yeah, you know, we'll go out there and do our best to see what we can do.
It's good stuff. We're excited to see you here. Thanks for coming along and thanks for your interview.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Okay, Dale, so here we are at the Oak Tree Arena and off the back of a great season so far for the Kings Lynn Stars. Tonight it's back to square one and the first leg of the Knockout Cup. How's it going to go?
Yeah, you know, it's been a difficult week getting over last week, but we've had to regroup and, you know, that's what we've done all year. So it's kind of reset and obviously, again, anything can happen over 2 legs.
Yeah.
You know, we've said that all year that playoffs, Knockout Cup, anything can happen over 30 heats of Speedway, you know, injuries and decisions and all sorts. So hopefully we'll get a little bit more rub of the green tonight, but we'll see.
And great to have Neil's back. Is he fighting fit and ready to go?
Yeah, I mean, it was touch and go about Wednesday, but it was just a little bit too early 3 days after. So, but he's all good now.
Great, excellent. And so, what's the target for tonight?
Always, same as always, to win. You know, if you start putting goals to get 20, 30, 40, 50, you know, whatever you do, you know, it's we've done well here in the past. We drew here early in the season with Nils. The last time we came here was after the back of a Wolves win, and it was all sorted playoff-wise, and we were without Nils and Ty. And went down quite heavily, but like I say, that was a completely different team. So, you know, you always say no less places, and you can't lose.
That's right. Now I know last place is important today, and of course tomorrow when you're back at home, which is, of course, the benefit of the home track. But how did you manage to bring the team back up from the disappointment of last week? I know that they're all professional, but everyone's head would have dropped, and including your own, I guess. But I guess that could equally work in your favour tonight to restore some serious hunger to get a victory.
Yeah, I think, as you said earlier, they're all professionals, you know, and we had probably 24 hours of, you know, sulking and not feeling great about life. But it's a funny thing because different things motivate different people. You know, we were written off at the start of the year, as were Somerset, to be fair, and proved everybody wrong. And, you know, we've taken a lot of positives. It's still... Kings Lynn have never finished top of a First Division league. You know, they've never been in a playoff final. So we've made a lot of strides from last year. And I said at the start of the year that my main aim was, it was a terrible year for Kings Lynn and me personally, you know, but we wanted to tick the boxes of putting the pride and the passion back in and in the club and make people proud to wear a Kings Lynn shirt, because I don't think they were at the end of last year. So from that point of view, it's all the boxes have been ticked, you know.
From my point of view, I think you've had a great, fantastic year at Kings Lynn, and you've been a history year as well, and you personally have had a good year, so have a great one today and tomorrow.
Great, thank you very much.
Hey Neil, so welcome to the Oak Tree Arena, and how are you feeling first of all?
I feel all right, thanks.
Yeah, good stuff. And I imagine that you'll be really keen to get going tonight after the disappointment of not being able to ride in the final last week.
Yeah, definitely. I'm keen. I think everybody in our team is keen. We didn't win the final, and it's a bit disappointing to everyone. But we're here tonight to try and make a little bit of success this season with winning the Knockout Cup. But we're gonna have hard competition. So we'll see.
I spoke with Robert earlier, and he was very confident about today as well. Imagine the rest of the team would be feeling the same.
Definitely. I think have you won last week? Maybe the motivation wouldn't have been as big as it is now. But I can imagine Somerset feel a bit similar. They sort of managed to lose out on the final in the last race, and that was a big disappointment for them. So I can imagine they're quite hungry to win this as well. So we should go down as a big meeting.
Well, Niels, I wish you all the best. Have a great one tonight and also tomorrow at home. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Charles, welcome back to the Oak Tree Arena. Must feel like coming back home.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling, but it doesn't seem like I've left. But try and do my best tonight, and obviously get enough on the scoreboard, and do my job, and obviously get a good lead going to Kings Lynn.
Yeah, that's the team objective, is a good lead tonight.
Yeah, like I say, just try and not get any last places, and obviously do what we can. Obviously they got a full strength team tonight, and obviously we're missing a rider, but hopefully with the RRs and reserves and me, we can get a few points between us.
Had you reverted straight back to the old setup, or have you done anything new for tonight?
I'll have a look at the track and I'll come back and see what's the best setup. But obviously I'm close to setup because I rode the track that many times, so I'll have something near. And
how are the rest of the team that since you've come back in? Are they all upbeat, ready for it?
Yeah, obviously with them going out the semis and that the way they did, and obviously they'll want a trophy to take home this year, and they'll all be fired up tonight. Obviously Kings Lynn will be as well, so should be a good meeting.
Well, Charles, it's great to see you back here at Somerset. Have a great evening.
Cheers, thank you.
Showing what you're made of. Big round of applause for the Somerset Rebels and the Big Blue Stars.
Okay, ladies and gents, it's time for the toss. We can have the two captains over here, please, Jason Doyle and Lambert. Thank you very much indeed. Sit call is tails, heads it is, and Jason Doyle. Going to go 1 and 3. Best of luck, gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed. Now over to the century where we'll do the rider introductions.
Snap decision there by Jason. So 1 and 3 for the Rebels, League 1. Over to the Kings Lynn Stars, and first introduction is their captain, finishing this season on an incredible 9.57 average. Norfolk born, one of the most exciting English prospects in Speedway, Robert Lambert. And number 2, a German who has previously been excellent around the Oak Tree Arena, Eric Chris. And number 3 from Victoria in Australia, Ty Proctor. At number 4 from Denmark, Thomas Jorgensen. At number 5, let's see if we can ruin his run of maximums in this meeting, Niels Christian Iversen. At number 6 from Finland, guesting tonight, Tero Arnio. And at number 7, former Rebel and from Lincolnshire, Simon Lambert. Now over to the Cases Rebels. At number 1, the 2017 Grand Prix champion, the 2018 Premier League Riders champion, and the Czech Golden Helmet holder, Jason Doyle. And this is right replacement. And at number 3 tonight. At number 3, ladies and gents, we welcome back Charles Wright. At number 4, Richard Watson. At number 5, guesting tonight, but forgive him tonight, just tonight, Chris Bomber Harris. At number 6, another bomber, he bombs the third bend every time, Jake Allen. And at number 7, our exciting Argentinian Nico Pavati.
Okay, I'm delighted to be joined by the two team managers. We'll start with Dale from the Kings Lynn Stars. Confident of being able to take a lead into tomorrow's meeting?
You've always got to be confident, haven't you? If Gary will be just as confident in taking a lead, I'm sure. So, yeah, I think it'll be a close meeting.
Obviously, you must be delighted this season by the form of Niels Christian Iversen, who flies around here, and of course Robert Lambert, who's been superb from start to finish.
To be honest, Niels has had a difficult season really, with injuries and bits and pieces. But yeah, Robert's been fantastic. The whole team have, you know. I mean, it's been a lot better season than last year, and hopefully we can end it with some silverware.
Even if you don't end it with silverware, are you happy with how things have gone in 2018?
Yeah, I think the remit at the start of the season, like everybody, was to get into the playoffs, which we did. I think my belief was we needed to put the pride back into the club. It was a very difficult year last year for many reasons, and I think we've done that whatever. So I think on that basis it's been a very good turnaround, but still a way to go.
And just finally, you happier that you've got the second leg at home?
To be honest, I don't think it makes a huge difference. I think in reality, Gary and I spoke for quite a long time, and it was more about days of running. You know, that as Gary said, Mondays aren't great for him, and they're not particularly great for us. So, it's more about down to not running a Monday than who gets first and second leg.
So it was all amicable, no rock, paper, scissors, no name calling, anything like that?
Well, it's always name calling with me and Gaz, but it was all good.
Well, best of luck to you guys for the meeting tonight. Hopefully everyone makes it home safe. And good luck, not too much, good luck, obviously. Dale Allett, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Moving on to Gary, roughly the same questions. Difficult going into a meeting like this with a slightly changed side?
Yeah, it is, when you like your own team, but that's the way Speedway is, so we've got the best guest we can get.
Obviously, a lot of fans will be happy to see Charles back.
Yeah, I think they will do, It's all water under the bridge now, and we're just going to get on with it.
I mean, Speedway's that sort of sport, isn't it?
Yeah, we fly off the handle a few times and that, but yeah, it's all sorted.
Well, I think we're all very glad to hear that. Confident going into tonight's meeting, obviously happy with the guests that you've got. Obviously Chris Harris owes us one, a little bit following what we shall call the pool episode.
Yeah, but if we'd had Jack, we would have been in the final, and that would have been it. You know what I mean? Because he would have scored more points, and that's it. But that's how Speedway is.
And the same question that we asked to Dale. Obviously, you've got the home leg first. Are you happy with that, or would you have preferred the second leg here so we could have shown the trophy off straight away?
Well, it's nice to do that, but if you all book your tickets, I'll bring it back with me tomorrow. But yeah, but you know, whatever it is. You know, if I can get a big lead or a small lead and take it up there, but it don't really bother me.
Perfect. Well, we'll let you get back to doing what you do. And you heard it here first. If you want to see the Knockout Cup, you've got to book your tickets for the end of season dinner, haven't you?
Yeah, surely, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much indeed. Indeed, joined in the middle here by Jake Allen, everybody. Bigger round of applause on that, thank you very much. Obviously, Jake, decent start in the first heat, but did you have a bit of trouble in the second heat? You were late coming out?
No, well, I just had 2 on the bounce, and I made an okay start in the first one. Me and Dooley got a nice 5-1, and just in that one, I just slightly missed the start, and that's all it takes when the track's heavy like this. There's no chance of passing. When you go wide, you just get filled in. So starts are definitely going to be very important tonight.
How is the track riding tonight?
Quite heavy, as you can see. There's a big rut already on bend 3 and 4, so just trying to make it a little bit safer, and hopefully we can have some good racing.
Obviously, safety is paramount. You happy that the track is safe at the moment?
Yeah, you know, when these guys are finished, it should be all good, but before that it was a bit hairy, so that's why we just asked for a quick track grade just to try and rectify the problem, and hopefully they can sort it out.
What's the mood in the Somerset side of the pits like after that 5-1?
Yeah, good. You know, we just got to get as many 5-1s as we can now. We're only 4 ahead, so yeah, you know, just keep plugging away and get those heat advantages, and no heat disadvantages for us is the plan.
Well, thank you very much for your time. Jake Allen, everybody.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've got 10 points now, we want to keep on it. Just keep on it. What was the problem with bottom fight, you know? Between that's not that helpful, is it? In the grand scheme of things. I've got to be pleased with the way that Jake and Nico in particular have been performing tonight. Yeah, I need the reserve gallery, and we had a good chat before, and they're on it, they're doing their job. Everyone seems to be doing their job. I put mention to Charles as well, he seems to still know his way around here. He's got the guys standing out. It's all fun now, we're nice against that, but he's really doing a good job, and he said he would do. Are you happy with lead by 10 points at the moment? Would you happy to take 10 points over there? Oh yeah, we're happy anyway. They're strong side at home, but a few more will be good. So let's get back to it, even though you've forgotten me at the last. Sorry, should I just say a combination?
Less than 1 minute. Okay, even rates coming up for Rebels, 10 points.
Just because we had a bad race.
Yeah.
On behalf of Shref, Di from Shref is going to make the presentation. Tell us what you're doing, Di.
Yeah, £300 to Nico. He's been good for us this year. I think everybody will agree with that.
Don't spend it all in the bar tonight, no. Nico. Brilliant. Right. Congratulations and well done. A round of applause for the good work that the ladies in Shref do.
Always good to be inspired. Like we're going to win this.
Come on, Jason! Come on, Jason! Come on, Tony! Come on, Mama, come on! Come on, Mama!
With the Rebels on 44 and the Stars on 34. The winning time 58.37. So delaying the start. It's 2 minutes for the 4 riders, heat number 14.
On a serious note, you've got to be delighted with how it's gone tonight. What a meeting we've had.
Yeah, fantastic. It's had it all again, hasn't it? For the last one down here for 2018. So can't complain. If we can get a couple more points in Heat 15, be a bit greedy and take a big advantage up to Kings Lynn tomorrow.
Be nice to see the Knockout Cup in pride of place at the Christmas party, wouldn't it?
It would be, and I've got to apologise here because I've forgotten one thing today. The Knockout Cup is actually on the bar in the oak tree, and I meant to bring it out on the centre green, and I remembered about 2 minutes ago. So yeah, apologies for that, but if you want to see it, it's up there at the moment.
Well, we don't need to worry about tomorrow then, we'll just keep it here, shall we?
Yeah, absolutely. I might just forget to take it tomorrow, and fingers crossed it'll be on the bar for the next 12 months. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
That'd be lovely. I guess we've got to say a big thank you to the track staff as well. We've had some terrible weather over the last few days, and the track has produced some amazing racing, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. They've not watered it at all today. The last 3 or 4 days, anybody who lives locally will know that we've had a lot of rain, and it's really, really worked in our favour, and it's been brilliant. And fair play to Graham. He's done what he's had to do today, and we've not had to worry about the watering. But yeah, we started off not so good this year with the track, but we've come good at the end, and yeah, hopefully next year, we'll start from good and we will, carry it through. It's been a bit of a pain to start off with, but we got there in the end. So yeah, we're all very pleased, but a big thank you to the track staff and what they do week in, week out. It's been good to have them all around.
Well, I doubt there's been many more entertaining meetings than what we've seen tonight.
I just said to Bomber in the pits, I can't believe 2 weeks ago I was calling him names, and I'm stood there tonight and Andy's got it on footage by the sounds of it, and I'm going, come on Bomber. That's this sport for us, isn't it? So yeah, it is what it is. Injuries come, and we would have liked our same 7, but it's not possible, so we move on, and yeah, Bomber's come in and done a good job for us.
But all 6 riders have played their part, haven't they? I mean, the reserves, Gary wanted lots from the reserve, and hats off to Charles Wright. All 6, to be fair, have played their part, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely, and there's no I in team, and I've said that God knows how many times now, you all know I have, and yeah, that's exactly right there. It's not expected of one person, it's expected of all of them, and yeah, the 6 of them have done a fab job out there today, so hopefully we can do that again tomorrow up at Kings Lynn, and as you say, bring that silverware back to Somerset.
Not over yet, of course, the final heat to go, and then of course tomorrow. Nail-biting stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't have any left after the last couple of weeks, so yeah, I'm not going to the manicurist just yet. Might be a winter treat at this rate, but yeah, but as I say, just to finish the season off, I would like to say a big thank you to all the fans that have turned out tonight. We've been blessed with a glorious evening, probably better than one of the ones in the summer. I mean, we're all stood here in hoodies and t-shirts. A big thank you to you guys, the staff that run the meetings week in, week out. A big thank you to my sponsors, because without them we wouldn't be here. A big thanks to Gaza. We go through a lot together through the course of the year, and you know, everybody knows he is the backbone of this club. He does an awesome job, and I think everybody should put their hands together for Gaza, because he really, really does deserve it.
Let's hear it for Gary May.
And just to finish off, finally, I better thank my mum and dad. Dad's always out here mowing the grass and doing the odd things, and mum's up there doing her stuff. So without those 2 behind me, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys today. And it's not an easy job to do. Some days are fun, some days aren't, but anything in life, you take the good with the bad. And hopefully we'll be back here next year giving you another good lot of entertainment. What the team will be, where we'll be, I don't know. It's all up in the lap of the gods of the BSPA at the moment. But we've got some big meetings coming up, you know, in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm sure it will be revealed, and hopefully we can start putting that jigsaw puzzle back together. And maybe you might just all get a nice Christmas present once again, like last year. Who knows?
Well, let's hope so. And one person you forgot to thank was yourself, Debbie Hancock. Please put your hands together for promoter Debbie Hancock.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you very much indeed. Ladies and gents, delighted to be joined on the centre green by, once again, Somerset team manager Gary May. Well, we spoke when the lead was 10 points. You must be absolutely delighted now.
Oh, it's fantastic. You know, that's a good score. We're trying our best to hold on to it.
Obviously, everyone played their part tonight. Obviously, with Richard and Bomber winning their last races as well, you must be over the moon.
Yeah, you know, you said to Richard, you know, you've got to win this one, this is very important. And then Bomber as well, I said to him, get on the outside, you know, where all everyone else is, and that's where he went. You know, it's brilliant, brilliant. And of course, what about Charles Wright, eh? He's the best, isn't he?
I don't think that was ever in doubt, was it?
Nah, you know, it's all right. I used him as a guest tonight, you know, and he's fantastic. He did a fantastic job for me. And I tell you, fans, I will do my utmost best to bring him here next year, okay?
I think they quite like that. Obviously, you wanted big points from the reserve tonight, and you absolutely got that.
Yeah, all the boys very well. You know, Nico did well when we in certain races, when we needed them to do it. But you know, it's all watch the gates tonight. You know, and that's what happened.
there seemed to be a lot of gardening going on tonight. Was that practical, or was it just determining everyone making sure that they get exactly what they needed at the start?
Yeah, well, we couldn't really rip the starts tonight because with the weather, it was a bit too wet, and the tractor going on the track would have ruined it. So we decided just to go with what it's there, and I think, you know, tonight it's been racing, been brilliant.
I'm going to say a mention for the track staff. We've had horrible weather. It's been downpours all week. We've seen some incredible racing tonight, haven't we?
Oh, fantastic. You know what I mean? You know, the outside line's good. Like Debbie said, we had a bit of trouble with the travel track, but we, you know, hopefully we sort it out. And then we got the Winton to sort it out as well. But, you know, we go to the AGM and see what me and Debbie come back with. But, you know, I'll do my best to bring Charles Wright back. Okay? I promise you that. I promise you.
You've heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Gary, mate, thank you very much indeed.
All right, mate. Thanks.
Sorry everybody, I forgot a really important thank you earlier in my speech, and I knew I'd done it as soon as I walked off track. I would like to thank everybody from the St John's that have helped me this season. Without them, again, we can't be here. And a big thank you to Malcolm, my paramedic, because he is just an outstanding guy he works really hard behind the scenes to make sure someone is here week on week if he can't be. So thanks guys, and see you in 2019.
Yeah, thank you, Devon.
Okay, so delighted to be joined by Charles Wright. Welcome back. That couldn't have gone a lot better, could it?
Yeah, after a crash, it was good to get back on and come back with 2 wins, and obviously do it for Somerset as well. So it was couldn't ask for a better night.
Talk us through the crash from where I was. You seem to be a little bit of a passenger in that.
Yeah, we moved out and left me no room, and it's racing. And to be honest, I would have done the same thing, and just sucked me in. It hurt me. I'll feel it in the morning, but I'm happy with tonight. So.
What have you done to yourself?
Just knocked my shoulder, but I should be alright in a couple of days. So it's my last meeting anyway, so got plenty of time to rest.
Last night, obviously, before you came here, could you have dreamt that it would have gone any better?
Yeah, obviously I wanted to do well, but no, I don't think it could have gone any better, to be honest. That's twice I've come here, and obviously with the pairs, done myself proud. So yeah, and it's good to do it for the fans who are being loyal.
Do everything in power to get you back here for next year. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we'll just have a talk and obviously see what's what in the winter. But yeah, we'll definitely come back. The track and all the fans, so yeah.
Well, I'll let you get back to these guys. I think they want to give you a big cheer. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Wright.
Yeah, everyone rode brilliant tonight. You know, they knew we had to do it to get the points because Kingsland is a very strong side, especially up there tomorrow, so that's why we need a decent lead.
Who is going to be the rider of the night tonight? You're going to say, your mate, is it?
Yeah, Charles Wright.
Charles Wright, yes! You don't look much for wear, you know, you look pretty good.
Yeah, I did probably hurt myself quite a bit, but sat there for a minute, got my function back, and I thought, yeah, I can go back out now. So yeah, I'll probably ride better when I've had a knock anyway. It makes me a bit angrier, so yeah.
And I think Pete said as well, your shoulder popped out and popped back in again, yeah?
Yeah, I felt it come out the socket and went straight back in, so if it stayed out longer. But good job, I've got big arms, so it goes back in.
So tell me, is this your last meeting now this season, is it?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. Anyway, I just flew in from Cuba on Friday, and I was out in Poland getting my bikes back, and Gaza rang me and said, "Oh, will you do it?" And it's like, yeah, what I come back here, you know, end of season in the final, a big important meeting, and do it for the fans and everyone. So.
You must be pleased with your season with Somerset.
Yeah, I think we finished good tonight, the last meeting, and I think tonight we lost some points in the start, but the bike is fast after the first lap, and the track is fantastic. I think the rain in the last couple of days the condition, and today it's good. So it's good win and have a massive chance for tomorrow. Big respect for Jason because we raced together in 2013, I think, in Birmingham, and the moment he raced, I think, for Somerset as well, and I see in 2013 and I've seen now this year and after he win the world champion, and the personality is exactly the same, and I think it's not many people, you know, keep the personality and be the same people when you go on the top level, you know. Some people is different and he is the same people, so have been massive respect for this.
Yeah, tonight was amazing effort from everyone, especially Charles. I know there's a lot of people that wanted Charles here a little bit longer this year, but that's how Speedway goes, and it's nice to come back and do what he did tonight. So I think with the team effort like we did tonight, I hope we've got a good chance tomorrow at Kings Lynn.
What point in your career did you realise that you were suddenly world champion material? Because you've done sort of 10 years of the hard slog, week in, week out of British Speedway, and suddenly you look like a different rider. When was that?
There was no point, I guess. I worked very hard trying to get back to full fitness when I had my first shoulder operation. I said today when I won the golden helmet, it was like better than winning the world title, because my aim was to win a golden helmet, and that finally come true, and I never thought I had the opportunity to be a world champion. So I had the same emotions when I did become world champion. But yeah, Dick, it was probably in 2011 when I was laying in hospital that I had to have one good chance to be a Speedway rider, and after all the knocks I had, I thought it was time to do 100% and see how it went.
Glenn Cunningham's all-time record points scorer for the Rebels has been beaten tonight by this man.
Wow. Thank you, that's an honour. I never thought I'd break a record at Somerset. It's been enjoyable this year. I've said to many people that I've really enjoyed it. It's like a family. It's a nice club. The fans are great. We've been through some ups and downs this year, and that's how, yeah. I guess that's loyal fans when they come week in, week out when we're still losing, and to miss out on the final, that was very heartbreaking for me. I shouldn't have let Chris Harris pass. I've had a few, Deborah, the owner here, keeps annoying me about it, but that's part and parcel of Speedway, and it was a hard pill to swallow, and hopefully next year we can go one better.
Could you hear him coming?
Yeah, I'm not going to make excuses. Bomber's a very good rider. He rode races pool very well. He was on the fence, and I took it too easy, I guess, and next minute he's passing me, and that's it. And coming into the last corner, I knew I didn't have enough speed to get back, and game over. Simple that.
The trip, it's often talked about the travel with Speedway riders, the trip from here to Norfolk, how much does that take out of you? Because that's the other side of the world.
Today, on an average, it normally takes 9 to 10 hours every home match this year. If I'm going from Norwich back to Norwich, I guess. Normally I fly in from Sweden on a Wednesday, so I come from Heathrow and go to my mechanics marks at Reading, and then we come up. So that's the hardest thing, and it's been very difficult this year with just the travelling side. 85 meetings this year wasn't the hardest of years, but it's the travelling that we had to do. I spent, I think, over 60 nights in a hotel, mainly at Stansted, and I only live an hour from Stansted. So normally when you see me chuffing off from here, I'm going straight to a hotel. So it's not because I'm being rude and I don't want to hang around. It's because 1 hour or 2 hours at sleep is better than having none. So my normal flight would be at 6:45 in the morning. So I'd get to Stansted at maybe 2:30, get up and then do that. But it's a life and I love it, and I wouldn't change it for the world. I've heard good reports about Kings Lynn track recently. It's been well prepared, so it's a very grippy track, so we're going to expect to be riding on the fence and hopefully not around the pole line, as I'm not the best riding around the inside, so hopefully we can go wide. I think the English boys are going to come through quite strong. You got Lambert and you got Dan Bewley. There's a lot of young kids that are coming through, and I think the British Speedway's doing quite well at the junior national level, and I guess there's a few Aussies, but I think in England there's Lambert is definitely going to be up there. He's a level-headed kid, and tonight it wasn't his night, but he's had a tough year with how he's been doing so many leagues like I have, and it comes down to mental strength, and sometimes it fries you. My motto is if you sign a contract, you do 100% throughout the season. It doesn't matter what team you ride for. I do 100% in every league, and it's hard sometimes to come to certain tracks and give 100% when you're running on fumes. So sometimes when you're below par, people don't understand, but I think sometimes you've got to be having the right kind of balance, and I do 100% for each club, and that's what I've done this year for Somerset. It's not about having the most expensive, the best engine. If you turn up with nice clean bikes and look like you've done a really good job, then I appreciate that. And the best thing about the team I rode with this year, they've all listened, and if I'll give advice to anyone and they'll listen, and we've got some really good kids coming through the Somerset ranks, and if they listen, I'll give them advice. Sometimes people don't realise that it's our job, and when we're at a speedway track, there's a lot of emotions going on, so sometimes I might be a bit rude or whatever, but it's not that, it's nerves, and you got to do your own job. And I know my mechanic, I'd like to actually personally thank Mark. Not many people know that he had a big fire in his workshop on Sunday night and nearly lost everything. So my bikes were black, and he spent the last few days cleaning them up and putting them back. So I thank you very much for all the hard work that Mark's done for me this year, and I just like to, model like what Mark does to the other boys and show that all the bikes should be how they are. Like it's not about making money, or spending money on your bikes. It's making them clean and making sure they run well.
But you always seem to do a clutch adjustment yourself. Is that something as a rider you like to make sure that is right?
That should be number one rule for every rider to do their own clutch. I see a lot of riders in Grand Prix and they get their mechanics to do their clutch. I really don't understand. I've done that my whole career and I won't change that. I think the young riders coming through, they really need to pay attention to their bike and wash their bike themselves, and don't have people washing them, their dads. They should be at home doing other things, and the boys or whoever needs to be out there working on their own bikes.
At the beginning of the season, I asked you how you were going to handle Jack Holder, and you said that you'd take him and sort him out. Have you taken him and sorted him out, or has he sorted himself out?
That's a good question. Yeah, that is a very good question, and I think a lot of people have seen how far Jack's come this year, and he's really matured in the last probably 6 months, and he hasn't been a problem at all. Gazza and I have enjoyed riding with him. He's a lovely kid, and you might see, I think he's shy more than arrogant. When you see him, people might think he's arrogant, but he's a very shy kid, and when you get past that, he's a lovely kid, and he's done very well for Somerset, and himself, he's done everything perfect, and he should be proud. We come with a team what was very top heavy, with myself being a massive average, and the rest of the boys, they can't be more proud of what they've done this year. I think we've worked really hard this year, and I think it's been one of the best years to ride for a club. I never thought I was going to be the best Australian coming in Speedway at any point. I was always in the shadows of Chris and Darcy when I was at Poole, and that was probably my main reason why I did leave Poole, because I'd go score 10 points on a Wednesday night and it wouldn't even be mentioned. There was always the Darcy-Chris show, and I don't hold grudges against that. That's how it was going at that time, and that's probably made me a lot better rider because I had something to aim for. I know that Chris is an excellent rider. He's had some personal issues, and I think in the next few years he's going to come back to where he was maybe in 2012 when he won the world title. Chris is a lovely guy, and he really deserves the best. And to come back to Speedway, people don't really understand Grand Prix racing. You might go out there and score 5 points and you think you've had a really bad night, but it's very difficult, and a lot of it's down to mental strength, and at the moment Chris doesn't have that with personal issues. So with Chris, I think in the next few years he's going to be back on top.